What's good, people? I want y'all to check this interview with Bozzy Eennis, and this is where people say he admitted they turned down the fight with Crawford. Let's get it.
Clip from the interview that you did,
Right.
About Terrence Crawford and the offer from BLK Prime,
Right.
and then they just ran with a whole narrative that you turned down a fight with Terrence Crawford.
You know that wasn't true.
Yeah. Can you elaborate on it, because we never had a chance to talk?
Let me tell you about it. I had a phone call from my man, Blue Blood. He called me up and he says, "Whoa." I said, "What's up, Blue?" I can get that fight for you, man. We can get that fight for you with Terrence. I said, listen closely. Make that fight. You know, we want that fight. You know what I mean? I said, we wanted him or either Spence. Didn't make no difference. As long as we get the fight, we'll see where we coming from, right? He said, yeah, I can make that fight, man. But would you talk to Zab and the head of Blue BLK? What's his name?
Desmond.
Desmond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I said, yeah, I'll talk to him. So they got on the phone. All three of them got, matter of fact, was on the phone. We talking. And I was taking from them that they really was trying to get us to come over their side. And I explained to him, and so the guy Desmond, he was saying, we can make the fight happen, and we can do this. I said, well, listen, y'all make the fight happen. That's the fight that we want. Make it happen. You know what I mean? And we can get it on. So he says, what about you coming up? I said, no. I'm with Showtime. You know what I mean? I said, now, you want to make the fight, you call Steven Espinoza and talk to him, discuss that. Because that's who we with, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know? And when I said that, I said, plus I'm loyal to these guys. I don't just leave and go to another, promotional company or whatever you are. And he says, okay, because it'd be nice if you, come over here. I said, okay, I know that, but I don't do stuff like that. But I knew what they were implying about. They wanted me to come over to their side. So I told him, just call Steven up. And we talked to Steven, call him up, and and we can get this stuff together like that. And he said, we'll call him, and we'll get everything together, and we'll talk later on, right? So that was it. So I called Steven up, was it a couple days later, I guess when they called him, 3-4 days later. And I talked to Steven, I said, Steve, what'd they say? He said they was talking stuff, but they wasn't talking about him fighting Boots, you know what I mean? Like that. I said, but that's what they supposed to be talking about. He said, we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna discuss what we want to do with Terrence and Boots. That's what, you know what I mean? I said, if you want the fight, just let me know. That's just what Steven said, right? And he said, well, we'll call you later on. Never called him back. That's what happened. So they trying to say that we never turned the fight. I talked to Terrence last night. We never turned the fight down. We've been wanting to fight Terrence way back. So you already know that. Yeah,
was Terrence under the impression that you turned down the fight?
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said. But I don't know who he was talking to with that, about that. You know what I mean? But we never turned down a fight. I said, now listen to this. This is what I told Terrence last night. You could have fought us, but you're going to fight Avenesia. And then I said, Avenesia, you could have fought us. And then Terrence said, well, Boots could have been number one in the WBO. I said, Boots wasn't number one in the WBO.
No, it was Ortiz.
What's my man named? Virgil Ortiz. He was number one, and just somebody, and Boots is number 3, I think, in that organization.
Number 2 and number 3, yeah,
number 2 and number 3.
Boots was number 1 for Spence type.
We was number 1 in Spence organization, the IBF. That's what we was going after. That's
Get y'all shit together, man.
You know what I mean? But all you had to do was call us. We would have took that fight. You didn't have to fight Avenesia.
Who was Avenesia ranked in the WBO?
Way behind us.
He wasn't.
You know what I mean? So if you really wanted to fight us, you could have fought us. That's what I said.
Yeah, I didn't understand why people just ran with the notion that you didn't want to fight when you've expressed that you wanted this fight for years.
But you've been on it. You've been on it. Everybody else been on it. We've been calling guys out. They said we take a fight. You know what I mean? You know?
So for anybody watching, did you turn down the BLK fight with Terrence Crawford?
No, but everybody know me. They know I didn't turn down nothing but my collar.
Appreciate you, Mr.
Yes, sir. Anytime, brother.
Okay. This is what I'm talking about. And Steven Espinoza expounded on that. And basically, what it comes down to is simple. You're signed to a particular company. What the fuck? They're not having, look, why would they leave Showtime to go to BLK Prime? Where's BLK Prime at right now? Okay, so turning down a fight, okay, and turning down jumping ship is two different things. Nah, I'm not coming to BLK Prime. But talk to, Steven Espinoza. We want the fight. Make it happen. You heard what they said. And he spoke to Terrence Crawford. This is my whole point. But Crawford fans continue to, oh man, it's funny how you don't talk about how Crawford, how Boots turned the Crawford fight down. That's not turning down the fucking fight. It's no different from, do you remember when Floyd and Pacquiao was going through their shit? Floyd used to always say, Pacquiao got a boss. I'm my own boss, right? If they're holding him back, he can easily come over here. Pacquiao didn't do that, okay? And so basically the fight still wound up happening, okay? 3 years later or whatever, but it still happened. The point with all of that shit, when you're trying to put a fight together, right? And not to mention, right? Who's the first two people that they named to be under the BLK Prime banner? Terrence Crawford and Adrian Broner. And I'm like, okay, I could even understand the Crawford side of things. AB was washed up and done as far as I'm concerned. And you see what happened, right? Okay, nothing happened with him with BLK Prime. And they parted ways. And BLK Prime, I guess, went back to being a streaming service. Okay. Not to mention, remember when Errol Spence was talking, Blue Blood was at one of the press conference interviews or whatever he was at for the fight with Crawford. And remember he asked Spence a question, and Spence said, "What I want to ask you is why did you switch?" Right? And when he asked him what was up with BLK Prime, and he was like, something about, well, it's not happening right now. Okay, so my point, nothing worked with BLK Prime, with the exception of him going to fight Avanesian. And I said from day one, why he's fighting this dude? They could be fighting Jerron Boots Ennis. These idiots running around here, no, they turned the fight down. They didn't turn down a fucking fight. It's like, for example, right? When Roy Jones and Mikushevsky name came up to fight, Roy Jones didn't turn down the fight with Mikushevsky. What Roy Jones turned down was the fact that he's the champion, and they're saying, well, Mikushevsky wants to fight, but he wants it to be in Russia. He was like, nah, hell no. They robbed me in the Olympics. I go over there, and let's say I don't knock him out. They easily can rob me. Nah, I'm the champ. The fuck I'm going over there to fight him for? He got something I want. I got something he want. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm going over there for? So, no, he didn't turn to fight with Mikushevsky. Do you know how many people said that shit, though? No, Roy was ducking Mikushevsky, man. He know that motherfucker ain't no joke and this and this and this. Yo, he ain't go fight. No, he didn't turn the fight down. He turned the notion down of, no, I'm not going to Russia. We can make the fight, but I'm not going over there. That's what he turned down. Bozzy just told you. He spoke to Crawford. You understand what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, this is one thing fighters don't do. You can talk to a fighter and then you can clear things up with them. But what they won't do is go make it known that, nah, it was a misunderstanding. So no, people been running around and saying this bullshit for the longest. And I'm like, man, when the fuck did they turn some shit down? No, I remember they was talking about the two best young fighters for Crawford or Spence, right? And Keith Thurman and these guys was Jermaine Ortiz and Jerron Boots Ennis. And basically, I remember clearly, I'm saying I think Boots is the best out of the two. And I think that straight up, like I strongly feel like he's the best out of the two. And I feel like he's way more ready than people really realize. But like you just heard, this is what I'm talking about. I covered this story. Jermaine Ortiz was ranked number 1 for the belt that Crawford had, and Spence was ranked number 3. Spence was ranked number 1. I mean, Boots was ranked number 3 for the same belt that Jermaine Ortiz was ranked number 1 for Spence belt. Remember, for Crawford's belt, Spence had the other 3. Okay, and when Spence beat Ugas, he had 2. And he beat Ugas, he had the 3rd belt. Okay, remember something. He was ranked number 1 for one of Spence's belts. Neither one of the fucking fights happened anyway. You understand what I'm saying with Boots or Spence or Boots or Crawford? So, okay, finally after the Avenesian fight, Crawford and Spence finally fight. See, this is what I'm saying. So when you say, oh, it's funny how you don't mention that Boots turned the Crawford fight down. First off, Boots ain't turned down shit. And he didn't even speak to Boots. It was Bozzy he spoke to. Okay? Not to mention, bottom line, no, we're not going to BLK Prime. What did you hear him say Stephen Espinoza said? They wasn't even talking about like Crawford versus Boots, though. They talking other stuff or whatever, right? Okay. Stephen Espinoza, I remember him saying, like, as far as the fight goes, I remember him saying, like, Boots wants to fight. You know, it's just kind of like stuff, behind the scenes stuff that people don't understand. I mean, look, clearly, all this is a bunch of disgruntled ass Crawford fans who basically just don't want to hear anything about Boots fighting Crawford because they're not confident that Boots can that Crawford can beat him. That's why they keep talking that he's easy work. Y'all love to try to discredit good fighters, but then y'all take one-trick ponies and try to make them to be some dangerous, I don't want to fuck with that dude type fighters. No, that's not what that is, though. That's not what works. This ain't that type of time, man. Y'all really just be making up shit. So this is where how people interpret they interpret shit the way they want it to be. Where in the fuck is Boots saying, oh, I don't want that fight, or Bozzy, I don't want that fight? No, we're just not going to BLK Prime. Talk to Stephen Espinoza, let's make the fight happen. Simple. So where in the fuck do you get he turned the fight down? This is what I mean about people, man. They love to talk shit. They love to run their mouths. That's why shit like this is foreign to them, because they don't do no homework. They just basically listen to a channel that support the fighters that they like, and then they basically run with whatever they're told without fucking evidence. See, I could have sat here and once again said what I've been saying for the longest. But no, I wanted you to hear it from Bozzy. Why? At the end of the fucking day, y'all play this picking sides, which means the opposition can do no good. Everything is wrong that they do, or they're lying. It's not true. Listen, I like both of them as fighters. Once again, I'm not going to lie, sugarcoat anything, cut corners, or make up no excuses for none of them. It's as simple as that. You heard it from Bozzy. Where the fuck did y'all hear? Like you said in the very beginning, people heard like a 10-second clip and assume y'all turned the fight down with Crawford. See, this is what I mean, though. Y'all are quick to want to say, oh, this person's scared, this person's ducking, this person is doing this and this and that. But then the fighters that you like wind up doing a similar thing or the same thing, and then y'all make excuses for it. But this is a situation where, no, this wasn't about, no, we don't want the fight. The only thing that they didn't want was, no, we're not going to BLK Prime. Who the fuck does shit like that? Okay, that's like, for example, right? I'm just saying, let's say you work for Home Depot, right? And it's your day off. And let's say Lowe's is like, we'll pay people, $200 a day to load trucks. Are you going to like miss out and not go to work that day at Home Depot for some extra work that Lowe's is giving out? There's no guarantee of like, it ain't like, oh, we're going to hire you You leave Home Depot, they're like, well, we didn't tell you to do that. We just simply are paying people to load trucks. You're just extra help, that's all. And wouldn't you want to know, like, well, listen, I'm interested in working for you guys, right? Well, right now I work at Home Depot. I don't want to leave there and come here and then I don't have anything lined up because that's what I do. That's where I work. Or would you just jump ship like a dumbass before anything is actually secured? Now, all I'm saying, plain and simple, I've been saying this for the longest, right? It's just a fight that people want to see. That's all. That's all. And only for whatever reason, stupid ass fans make up shit and lie about what really happened. They did not turn down the fucking fight. It's simple. Just like when I say, how the fuck you gonna say Canelo is scared of Terrence Crawford? No, man, because he fought Charlo and Charlo's coming up. I hear you. But at the same time, let's put it to you this way. We know that he's been ducking Benavidez for the longest and David Morrell. That's obvious. And they're in the same fucking division. Okay? But bottom line is, Terrence Crawford is fighting at 147. He's not even coming from 154. He's coming from 147. Okay? Yes, Canelo's a hypocrite. Why? One, yes, he's always fighting smaller guys coming up. Two, even for him to come up in weight to fight Kovalev, nobody said he was too small. He gets his ass whooped by Bivol. He's too small. Bivol says, for me to come down and fight him at 168, the only reason is because I want to make history. Two, he said that's his unbeatable weight. So he's comfortable at 168. Fine. So I go fight him at 168. Mauricio Sulaiman don't want that fight. Canelo don't want that fight. Canelo made every excuse as to not fight him, but always saying he wanted to fight him, but then all of a sudden he didn't want to fight him. Based on if he fought whatever the other Mexican guy was that he fought, I forget his name. And if he wins, then he'll fight Bivol. That was Canelo's words. But if he loses, no fight. And I said, what does that have to do? Even if he lost, what does that have to do with you? Bivol kicked your ass. So why are you going to base a rematch on him? Look, you're not doing Bivol a favor by giving him a rematch. He already whooped your ass. You're the one that needs the rematch for redemption, not him. But the technology of the fans, because the fans are so stupid that, yeah, you make it sound like, Bivol lost a close decision. No, or something, and it's like, hey, that fight, that performance warrants a rematch. No, he kicked Canelo's ass. Canelo made it fucking sound like he was doing Bivol a fucking favor. And Canelo was the one talking this shit about he want the rematch, but at 168. And then Bivol said, no problem. Yeah, he won the fight at 168, so there's no excuses. Okay. Canelo, bottom line, when Bivol said he's not going to get credit for beating him at 175 again, because he already did that and people still talking shit anyway, making excuses about he was too small. Like I said, but he wasn't too small for Kovalev, right? He wasn't too small to go up to fight a cruiserweight, right? The fight never happened, but the point that he was even willing to do so. But he's too small. He's just too small for light heavyweight, but yet he's going to go past light heavyweight to go to cruiserweight. Make that make sense. Okay. So for him to say Crawford's too small, I agree. I agree. Here's the deal. I beat him. I'm not going to get any credit. Okay. So when Bivol says it, and your fucking fanboys are saying, oh, Bivol's already making excuses. Making excuses for what? Making excuses for what? He never said, I won't fight him at 175 again. He said he only wants to fight him at 168 and for undisputed. Right? So there's no excuses after I beat him at 168. How the fuck is he how is he making excuses? This is what I mean about fanboys. Now, Crawford is even smaller than Jermell Charlo. So, where y'all looking at the Spence fight and y'all got all hyped up, it's like, bottom line, that's a lot of weight. You can't complain. See, y'all are hypocrites too, though. Because when you sit here and bitch and say, why can't he fight Crawford? He fight other guys that's smaller. Okay, but you can't complain about him fighting smaller guys, but then cheer for Crawford to move up and fight him. Because bottom line, it's the same advantage. Y'all talking about, oh, but Crawford got skills. Yeah, check this out. It's still the same shit. Those guys he fought, He fought guys that have skill. But when you're too small, you're just too small. And Canelo beats Crawford. The first thing gonna come out your mouth is Crawford was too small. Okay then. What y'all gonna say? Yeah, man, but how do we know until they fight? Okay. The same way y'all saying Boots ain't ready. Well, how the fuck do we know until they fight? And they was both already at 147. So neither one of these motherfuckers had to go up and down the weight. They were already there. I don't understand how the fuck y'all don't see logic and reason. But it's, again, this generation. I'm just being honest. Some of y'all just dumb as fuck. Straight up. Case in point. This is exactly the type of shit I'm talking about. That man says what he says, and y'all interpret that to he turned the fight down with Crawford. You see the punk ass shit that Canelo on pulled, right? These motherfuckers want to pull this whole, the WBC, all of them. See, all these motherfuckers are in cahoots. When you try to pull some shit, 3 fucking years, this man, David Benavidez, has been Canelo's mandatory for 3 fucking years. They've never stripped Canelo or nothing. What's the purpose of having a ranking system, like I said before? And what's the purpose of even being a fucking mandatory if it's not mandatory that person fight you? So all of a sudden, once he announces, notice that he has a fight coming up at light heavyweight. Oh, now he has 10 days to decide what he wants to do. Man, get the fuck out of here with that gay shit. Now, if he says, man, fuck y'all. Y'all playing games. Oh, nah, see, we gave Benavidez, we told him he had 10 days and he turned it down. No, he's been trying to get this fight forever. Y'all the ones playing games because y'all don't want to fight him. Remember how Wild used to do that shit? He run his mouth and say a bunch of goofy shit, but yet he never calls out AJ. Then all of a sudden, once they announce AJ has a fight, all of a sudden now Wilder, AJ this, AJ that. Okay, whoa. Oh, now you want to fight AJ. No, this is exactly the type of stuff I'm saying. But the fans sit back and act as if this is normal or it's okay. No, but this is what I'm talking about. Now, how the fuck do you translate anything that this man just said into, we don't want to fight with Crawford? They've been wanting this fight. They've been wanting this fight. And the reality of it all is real simple. Politics play a lot of shit in boxing, but a lot of times the fighters, like I said, they're just not honest enough to tell you what their plan is. Because they're afraid people going they're going to look soft. They're afraid people going to be like, oh man, you bitching up. We thought you was better than that or whatever. Because bottom line, now it gets to the point where they're like, it's all about the money. It's always about the money. Same shit Aries been telling y'all for fucking years, but some of y'all got to hear it come out of their mouths. But when they say it, y'all will find a way to try to justify it. And I'm telling you, it's nothing to justify. It's always about the money. Now they start to admit it. It's always about the money. It's what the fuck they do for a living. Those title belts are not gold. They're not silver. They're not worth shit. They don't have real diamonds in them, right? These belts are just, they're not, anyway, so yeah. Which means that they don't value anything. They just represent you as a champion. That's all. You wear it, it signifies you've been a champion X amount of times or whatever. That's all. That's what it means. Your lights got to be paid. You can't go say, well, hey, I ain't got no money, but I can trade you for this belt. The belt ain't worth shit. The belts ain't worth shit. It's just let people know, yeah, you were a champion. That's all. What in the fuck do you think these fighters fight for? Money. Money. After a certain point in their life, shit changes. And their goals are no longer exactly the same. It's just like a relationship, right? Y'all first meet, y'all fucking all the time, y'all kissing all the time, y'all can't stay off each other. First kid, second kid, third kid, whatever, right? Shit start changing. All that passion ain't the same no more. Motherfucker used to meet you at the door, slob you down. Now all of a sudden it's just, hey, how was your day? How was your day? You in one room, in the other room. Y'all not around each other no. Y'all ain't fucking no more. Okay. It's stages. Your goals are different. You see things different. And even if it's one person's fault, because one might still be wanting to keep everything going, the other just don't feel the same no more. You understand what I mean? Nothing stays the same. Nothing. Okay? Nothing. And even in that, somebody's not going to be honest. If you're the one going, why we don't spend time no more? The one that's doing the wrong is going to be the one lying and saying that it's not. I mean, I don't know why you see it that way. Like, you're too stupid to realize nothing's the same anymore. That's life. So stop acting so fucking stupid when it comes to these guys fighting. Y'all always want to play this game of picking sides and trying to point a finger. But what is it to point a fucking finger at, man? And this is where I say it's irresponsible of a fighter to know the truth. Like, you spoke to Bozzy and you never came clean and said, hey, nah, Bozzy spoke to me and told me what how things really went down. No. Did you hear Terrence Crawford deny any of this shit? Nah. So when he opened his mouth to say they turned the fight down, where'd you get that from? Now, you heard it out of Bozzy's mouth. He didn't get that from me. I don't know who he spoke to on that. We ain't turned out nothing. And I talked to Crawford last night. Now, did you fucking hear Crawford go and make a video and respond to that shit and say that this motherfucker's lying? All right, then. Because if he was lying, don't you think Crawford would have made it known? That's why I'm saying you motherfuckers say shit that the fighters don't even say. Y'all make up all this shit in y'all head. And I tell y'all this a million times. In closing, y'all can talk all this shit y'all want about. Oh, man, that young boy ain't ready. That nigga ain't ready. Oh, he better sit his little young ass down. All that, yeah, I know y'all talk that shit. But I guarantee you Terrence Crawford don't feel as confident as you motherfuckers do. And that's exactly why he threw that high-ass price tag to make that fight happen. Yeah, okay. So we went from that. If Crawford, think about it, okay? Think about it. If Crawford really wanted that smoke, he wouldn't have to fight no fucking David Avanesian. And the same way him and Spence call each other no, simple. You could contact them. No, I want this fight. Let's make it happen. Crawford could have made that shit happen. You gonna sit here and tell me he was forced to fight David Avanesian? You gonna sit here and fucking tell me he couldn't have, hey, your people already in touch? Hey, get them on the phone. I want this fight with Bozzy Eennis. They waiting on us. You gonna tell me he couldn't do that? So no, your nose is so far up his ass crack, you can't use common sense and say, well, damn, yeah, you know what, Crawford, he could have did that. Matter of fact, yeah. Yeah, you know why he didn't do that? Because Bozzy Eennis ain't no fucking David Avanesian, that's why. Let me go get this easy money. That's why. See, this is this shit I be saying. It's all about logic and reason. It ain't about, I gotta hate a fighter to point out their wrong, or their bad judgment. You gonna fucking tell me he couldn't do that? No, of course. Of course he could have did that. He had the impression they turned the fight. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. So basically, if he wanted to fight with David Avanesian and he got the impression they said no, you just let it go? Or do you, hey, listen, what's going on? We trying to make some money. We trying to make this fight. Well, come on, y'all. Yeah, like, grow the fuck up just a little bit, man. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to a fucking bunch of little kids. Like, often I feel like that. If you want something, you're going to go after it. It's as simple as that. And if he made effort, he would have been able to say, listen, I spoke to this man not once, not twice, but 3 times. They're telling me they don't want the fight, which means if he said that, and you heard what Bozzy just said, and the fact that he never fucking followed anything with that, right? That would mean he's lying, now wouldn't it? So he couldn't sit up and tell you that. And you only going to do that when you make effort. Just like how, for example, how he kept hunting Errol Spence. Okay? He was hunting Errol Spence. Do you see him doing that to Bozzy Eennis? So no. If he really wanted that fight himself, he would have chose him instead of David Avanesian and showed, man, this boy ain't on my level. No, he knows that's a whole different fight right there. He knows that. You guys, for some reason, are too stupid to know it. So I don't care about who you think would win. That's not even what my conversation is about. And I say Boots is ready. All these motherfuckers keep talking all this shit about what would happen. Okay, well, if Terrence Crawford would take the fight, we would not have to even be wondering. we'd already have fucking results of who won the fight. Reality check, y'all. When you want something and you sit back and wait, time can pass you by. Like I said, the man is 36 years old now, Terrence Crawford, okay? He really doesn't want to have to fight somebody like Bozzy Eennis right now. And Jaron has a belt. So since he decided to go to 154, well, what did people say about the 154-pound division a while ago? They said that shit is weak. Charlo became undisputed. He needed to beat all of those dudes. Tim Tszyu, he already beat Harrison. You know they're 1-1 against each other, but the division is weak. What other fucking reason do you fucking think? Listen to me. What other fucking reason do you think Terrence Crawford, okay, who's a 2 fucking weight division undisputed champion, will be fighting a guy with only 11 fucking pro fights? That's one of the best they got to the offer in the fucking 154-pound division? You know Tim Tszyu is tough. He comes to fight, he can punch, but we know he's limited. We know he's not the most skillful dude in the world. We know Fundora basically is a tall, lanky, type of fighter. Let's not forget, he beat Tszyu. Elbow split him open, but let's not forget, okay? It's a weak-ass division. Jermell Charlo don't know what the fuck he wants to do. You understand what I mean? And it's looking like Errol Spence is going to stay at 154 and between 154 160 maybe, based on a text that he sent to Ryan Garcia. They going back and forth with their bullshit. But bottom line is, it's a weak-ass division. And it's not like, oh, it's just weak. No, it's a weak fucking division. So when they was talking about Jaime Munguia fighting against Jermell Charlo, I said, yeah, take that fucking fight. People was, yeah, Munguia. But I'm like, this dude, Munguia, is not as dangerous as people are saying, man. He's a good fighter. But once again, you see the mistakes, and it's like, you don't see the development. Fight after fight after fight, they're just the same fighter. And that's what I saw with Munguia. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, let's look at it this way. Munguia put up a far better fight against Canelo than Jermell Charlo did. But guess what? Munguia is not even there anymore at 154 pounds. So yes, it's a weak-ass division. Yeah, but they got Ortiz. Okay, well, here's the reality though. Would you rather see Ortiz versus Crawford or Madrimov versus Crawford? I think if people had to pick, they'd say they would say Ortiz. Well, reality and fantasy seem to be the same thing to a lot of y'all. His fucking fight and his first fight at 154. Let's not forget, Pernell Whitaker came up to 154. He fought a guy named Julio Cesar Vasquez. He beat him. He got his championship, and he just wanted a one-time thing. And this is what starts happening when people start trying to make accomplishments. They just want to, get another notch into the belt. I get it all. Crawford's trying to get much bigger paydays. He's trying to accomplish becoming a champion, undisputed, in the third weight class. Cool. But at the same fucking time, right? His plans and Boots' plans, his plans don't involve Boots. Boots' plans involves Crawford, okay? It's just a matter of, well, is Crawford still going to stick around? He's 36 now. I don't know how much longer he plans on sticking around, but it sounds to me like he wants to become 3-time undisputed champion and then just chill. That's what it sounds like to me. And now, after he accomplishes that, if he does, then maybe like if his name rings bells to where he can get a huge, like a $50 million payday or some shit, then yeah, he'll probably stick around for that. That doesn't mean it's going to be against Boots. That would just mean his stock is up that high, but who is he going to fight that they're going to make that happen against? And this guy, Turkey Al-Sheikh, like, he put a tweet out saying that he was working endlessly trying to secure a fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford. Now, if Crawford can do what he set out to do, maybe that fight will actually happen. Okay? But it's not going to happen at 160 pounds. Canelo don't give a fuck what Sheik says. Canelo going to fight at 168. He's not going to go below that for Sheik or whoever. And, you know, Benavidez already said that they reached out to him and was trying to get him to fight Canelo. But Crawford, but at 160 pounds. And he's like, he can't make 160 pounds. Okay? Now, does that mean Benavidez is ducking Crawford? No, it's not a duck. It's, nah. If y'all want this fight to happen, it's going to have to be at 168. Y'all know damn well Benavidez throughout the years has been struggling to make 168 pounds. He going to go down to 160? Same way when he talked about he's going to fight Charlo at 160. We knew that was bullshit. He's not going to 160. They were just running their mouths, you know. But bottom line with all of that shit, there's reasons why certain fights don't happen, okay? Let's not be kids about it. Every time a fight don't happen, it's not because somebody was ducking. Y'all love you there. Yo, he ducked. Learn to get the facts before y'all start spewing this shit out. And that's all it comes down to is you're a fan of a certain fighter, another fighter wants to fight him, so now all of a sudden y'all get y'all thong up y'all ass crack and want to get an attitude because somebody wants to fight the motherfucker. And that's all it comes down to. So now you heard it from Bozzy, and I'm telling you factually, there's no videos, okay, of Crawford debunking that fucking video. Okay? No, he didn't debunk shit. All he did was try to say, I remember him being in interviews like, nah, well, they already turned the fight down. I remember that Crawford interview. And I'm like, that's bullshit, Crawford. Because we knew this story already. That's bullshit, Crawford. The fuck he gonna turn the fight? Oh, so basically, he's just been saying he wants to fight all this time. Now all of a sudden, okay, let's fight. Nah, I changed my mind. No, that's what I mean. The story itself doesn't get told. Bits and pieces. People hear things, different channels copy a video because somebody else said it, and then they make a video and say it, then another person make a video and say it, and now for all these different channels, you got all these different fans that come into the comment section, and they're repeating what they hear, and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And if they're not a fan of that fighter that's opposing the fighter that they like, they don't take the time to do homework on it. No, they just want them to be guilty. So they just go with that narrative. So yeah, when I got idiots coming in my comment section talking about, it's funny how you failed to mention how Boots already turned the fight down. No, Mr. Asshole, he didn't turn the fucking fight down. As always, you got to look at the reason that people do things. But I guess in this world, people are so immature and just ignorant that that's just the cool thing. Let's just be as stupid as fuck right now. Let's be as dumb as we possibly can and be proud of this shit. And then repeat things like we know. Like I had an idiot come in my comment section when I made the comment about, you know, if Canelo made that same effort, you had that same energy against Benavidez to get up out of his seat and approach him for a fight, that would be the thing everybody want to see. Not against no damn De La Hoya. Somebody responded with, try to be sarcastic with, well, didn't David Benavidez already get knocked out by the average fighter? When the fuck was this, smart guy? You tell me. Yeah, you tell me. This is what I'm talking about. And that's why I used to do it, and I'm going to start doing it again, posting stupid shit that people say. So you can hear. Like a lot of times when I make videos, I make videos a lot of times based off of comments I get as well. So if I don't say that, you don't think about it. But, you know, it's because I'm addressing stupid people. So you might not know who I'm talking about, but then now when I post this shit, oh, damn. Yeah, so now David Benavidez has been knocked out. Wow. I must be on crack and don't know it. Yeah. Anyway, this is what I wanted to get out, and I wanted you guys to hear it with your own two ears and understand where Aries is coming from when I speak. I don't have to play a fucking video every time I say something, but this is what I'm talking about. People love to just say shit. Oh, we know he told him the truth, man. Listen, stupid ass. He talked to Crawford personally. And he's telling this man exactly what he said to Crawford. And as I said, Crawford ain't denied shit. And guess what? The same way you think he could be lying. Okay, motherfucker, Crawford could be lying. It's funny how everything is a one-way street with you guys. It's never a double fucking standard, but let's grow the fuck up. He explained to you what happened. Steven Espinosa explained what happened. I can put that video up if you want. It had nothing to do with nobody backing out of a fucking fight. Come on, y'all. Like, stop playing. But anyway, talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.